For 10 years, we have heard nothing from the left but that Donald Trump is a fascist, Republicans are Nazis, authoritarians, destroy the Constitution, bloodbath, dictator for a day. And he wrote it on the bullet.
So can I ask you?
And he's been obviously marinating in some kind of information that radicalized him based on what he heard in the air in this country.
That's Republican Scott Jennings triggering the hacks at CNN by pointing out how establishment media and their Democrat handlers have been calling conservatives evil authoritarian monsters for years, then conveniently pretending to act shocked when that exact rhetoric inspires violence. Welcome to Nerk News, I'm Nerkish, and it looks like the same people who've spent years demonizing conservatives are now acting like innocent bystanders. Because the truth is, this climate of political hate from the left didn't appear out of nowhere. It was manufactured by Democrats and their media cheerleaders. Here's Jennings breaking down exactly how smearing half the country as fascists fuels the danger.
Groups, and I think when you start to bleed those two concepts together and create this notion that in this incredibly fraught moment, in the wake of this horrific shooting, when you foment the idea that we have to be at each other's throats politically, I think that's a dangerous place to be.
Why did I do it? I had enough of his hatred. Some hate can't be negotiated out.
So can I ask you? So
he has
Scott, just explain what you just read.
That is the message that the shooter, Tyler Robinson, sent to his roommate. That is what he said. He also engraved the word, "Hey, fascist, catch," on the bullet.
So does the shooter who assassinated Melissa Hortman, who was a stated Trump supporter, whose roommate said
Are you
he was
trying
a
to equate these
does
two
he
things?
represent? Can you let me finish my thought, please?
Please.
We're talking about two people in politics who both.
I'm asking you, does that shooter represent the entirety of the MAGA movement? Of course not. I would never argue that. I don't think you would argue that. So why is it acceptable to use this moment to argue that somebody, a sick individual who committed a horrific crime,
How do you know he's sick?
is somehow Are you here to argue for his sanity?
I'm here to argue. All I know is what the prosecutor said today. He read very lucid messages from a shooter who was motivated by political hate, who had a plan to get away with it. He did not sound like a deranged person. He sounded like someone who had decided to take it upon himself to rid the world of someone that he hated politically, that he thought that the world would be better off without that. That's different than some deranged lunatic showing up off the street.
His actions were horrific.
You know, Democrats slap the fascist label on millions of Americans, then say violence against that group is noble, and when conservatives push back, liberals mock it as proof that conservatives see themselves as fascists. It's a rigged narrative elites have been pushing for years, and it's why college kids felt comfortable saying Kirk had it coming. More importantly, it's why another lunatic tried to use violence as political retribution for ABC canceling Jimmy Kimmel, and why bulletproof glass was needed at Kirk's memorial.
Here's the thing. I had to really struggle to understand all of the details that were on those bullets. They are internet memes from video games that people way younger than us play, okay? There is something going on online that is merging with the real world in really strange ways. And I'm interested to know if you have grappled with that. I'm not sure it fits quite neatly. We think about the world in a certain way, right? We came up in our politics in a certain way, and now this kid's age are stewing in something different.
But to assign the specific, hateful, violent, awful actions of somebody on an individual on the right or an individual on the left,
I don't know that you're right about what happened in Minnesota.
The political conversation is incredibly dangerous and irresponsible in this moment.
Well, I think it's dangerous and irresponsible for nobody to take responsibility for 10 years of the use of the language. Fascism, Nazi, authoritarian, so on and so forth. It's on the bullet casing.
I have seen nothing but Democrats in the wake of this murder saying that it was awful.
You've seen nothing?
I have seen them
literally nothing?
Elected Democrats, I have seen them saying nothing but it was horrific, that they condemn it, that they are sorry for his family, that this is an...
I mean, this is where the gaslighting becomes unbearable. These shameless political hacks will claim they don't understand the shooter's anti-fascist slogans while denying leftist celebrations ever happen. I mean, Jasmine Crockett and Ilhan Omar wasted no time slandering Kirk, and hundreds of seemingly normal people were fired after posting their joy online. Many around the country were horrified to see neighbors, co-workers, and even family members celebrate or downplay the attack. And despite what CNN says, it's not some fringe internet forum or niche video game culture. It's Democrat echo chambers and establishment media. Here's Mark Wayne Mullen blasting Democrats for their disgusting hypocrisy when Congress had the chance to honor Kirk.
I want to point out the hypocrisy on the left again over just what happened yesterday, or Friday in the House of Representatives, when you had Melissa Hartman, the state representative that was assassinated. A resolution came forward. The entire House unanimously supported to condemn and to honor the life of her, condemn the assassination and honor the life. That same resolution with a name change said Charlie Kirk. What happened?
Senator,
well, I want to point this out though. You had 58. The same resolution that had Charlie Kirk's name on. You had 58 representatives vote no. 38 voted present. 22 chose not to vote. That is silent. So you had 118 individuals that didn't condemn it. Because
Senator,
why? Because of hypocrisy over both sides.
You know, Democrats had no issue unanimously honoring Melissa Hartman, but when it came to Charlie Kirk, someone who in true American spirit built a movement and inspired young people to get involved in politics, something the left loves to pretend to care about, by the way, they weren't having it. I mean, 58 Democrats voted against condemning political violence because they couldn't stomach putting Kirk's name on it. That's how deep the double standard runs with them. It's nothing but selective outrage, selective compassion, and always the same partisan lens. But let me know what you think. Should Democrats be held accountable for the toxic climate their rhetoric has created, or will the media just keep running cover? Let me know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. That stuff really does help us out. Until then, this has been Nerk News. Thanks for watching. Bye.